It's a 2019 through 2025 multi-brand 13-box pick your team break with prizes. And our guest joining us at this time is co-host of Jaybird Watching Podcast and a Topps Now collectible herself, Liz McGuire. And for whatever reason, it is not showing you on my screen. All right, hang on here. Let's do this. The screen's there, but it's not showing you. Hang on a second here. Yeah, it was on the wrong screen. That's what it was. There it is. You can't see me? Oh, okay. That's weird. I have no idea how to work that. Oh, I know why that is. I had to start it down there. We'll figure this out here. There we go. All right. Oh no, we're thrilled to have you here. So first thing we're gonna do here is I do have the team list. Can you hear her now?
Yeah.
I can hear you, but they can't.
Weird. I don't know why.
I think they can get. Yep, they got you now.
Do we get it? All right. I'll just say it again. My name is Liz McGuire. I'm the co-host of the Jaybird Watching Podcast. In 2024, I was a Topps Now card. That's me. That's what's up. Thank you for having me.
All right. We're going to jump over here to the other screen. We're going to go over the list of teams here real quick and who has every team, and then we'll come back. Any questions you guys have for Liz? I know I got a few questions in earlier. So any questions you guys have for Liz, feel free to ask her. We'll talk about, I'm sure, the Blue Jays. That's what I was asking her. They're off to a hot start. I mean, they're in first.
Yeah,
they're doing pretty
doing
well.
I mean, they're in first in the AL East, like what, 10 games in, and I don't know. I celebrate everything, so I celebrate that, and I also celebrate the fact that we re-signed Vladimir Guerrero Jr. for like way too long. But whatever, I like that.
You know what? Before we get into the break, that was one of the questions I had.
Yeah.
Do you feel like the Vlad Jr. deal was worth it to go that long?
We have nothing. Steven. And now we have something. And like straight up, I don't want to be this girl, but I'll be like menopausal when he leaves. I'm into that. I'm good with that. Also, like, you know, he wanted to be here, and he was also like, he's like, I feel like they're my family, but I wanted to drain the organization for everything they're worth. Yes, let's go. That's my guy right there.
And then I had a question from somebody else too that said, do you think that means Bo Bichette's gone, or do you think he'll stick around?
I think actually it's weird. So Bo's like a real shy guy, and he's like, I want to play with Vladdy for the rest of my career. And Bo never wanted to be the guy. He like doesn't want to be the main guy. He wants to be like the Robin to Vladdy's Batman. Like that's what he wants. And so I think it means we'll have him longer. And also, I hate our ownership straight up. They're a bunch of corporate, like, just nerds, just straight up nerds. And the fact that they're like, number one, they never say anything a lot but they were like, we're going to get this Vladdy deal done, which I was like, that means they'll do it because they don't say a lot. And they are said we are committed to keeping Bo Bichette. But that being said, also, it's in Bo Bichette's best interest to go to free agency. So I hope he goes to free agency, sees what he can get. Last season, he had 4 home runs. So I hope that, you know, I don't know, man. Like, I hope we get to keep him. I hope he plays well. He frustrates me sometimes and delights me other times.
As a Pirates fan, I feel like I can argue ownership problems
Yeah,
a lot more than you can.
Yes, you can.
All right, I don't need to jump over. I actually put it on the list here. We have Keith with the Diamondbacks, David with the Braves, Arlie with the Orioles, Chris with the Red Sox, Miguel the Cubs, David the White Sox, Todd with the Reds, Jonathan with the Guardians and Rockies, Eric the Tigers, Peter with the Astros, Jake the Royals, Phil with the Angels, Robert the Dodgers, Jonathan again with the Marlins, Rick with the Brewers. We have Sean with the Twins, Kenneth the Mets, Dave with the Yankees, Kevin the A's, Joseph with the Phillies, Paul with the Pirates, Miguel with the Padres, Dave with the Giants, William with the Mariners. We have Benjamin with the Cardinals, Miguel with the Rays, Miguel with the Rangers, Benjamin with the Blue Jays.
Benjamin, let's go.
And Christina with the Nationals.
Sweet. I'm going to just shout out real quick to my homies in the Tops Now Collectible Facebook group who've always been so good to me, and Joseph W. May Jr., who's always been good to me. So shout out to my homies there.
No problem. All right, we do have prizes in this break. Before we get to it, we have a Bo Bichette rookie patch auto, numbered 7 of 10. We have a Bo Bichette rookie Topps Luminaries auto, 11 of 15. We're going to have a Vlad Jr. autographed baseball and a Vlad Jr. autographed jersey.
I will say, I almost died at the Blue Jays game, and that's way better than anything the Toronto Blue Jays offered me. Let's go.
I had a question about that. I was going to ask, like, how did they respond to that?
They said no to a free T-shirt.
No to a free T-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
That definitely sounds
Jays
like
were weird, man. Jays were weird about it. They eventually warmed up a little bit, but the Jays were weird.
What are you going to do?
Yeah, you just keep going and keep going.
2019 Bowman Chrome is where we'll start. Again, if anybody has any questions for Liz, feel free to ask them here. Another question that I had in earlier from Jesse. What do you think the Jays need to do this year to win the division?
Yeah, I think they need to score runs. So there's this weird thing with the Jays is their pitching will be really hot and their bats will get hot, but they've never gotten hot at the same time. And, like, I think that's what needs to happen, which sounds, like, obvious, but it never happens. I think they need to at least score some runners in scoring position, way more than they have last year, and just continue with the solid bullpen, because last year they were the worst bullpen in baseball. So basically, guys, my hot answer for you is score more runs than the other teams. Let's go.
There it is. Ken says, did you actually get anything from the Rays?
Or the Jays? No,
Yeah,
I did not. Well, actually, no. They did eventually give me a Bo Bichette signed ball from the pro shop, which I got, which was awesome. Thank you so much. And I did get batting practice passes. And I got to meet Aaron Judge. That was cool. That was cool. But it took a while. It took a couple of weeks of negotiations.
Now, how did the Topps card come about? Did somebody from Topps reach out, or?
Yeah, I was at the baseball match. And I was, do you want me to go into it at all, or like?
Yeah, feel free.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, well, that's a lovely card. For those who don't know, so I was at the baseball game last May, and I go to a lot of games with my buddies, and I was sitting there, I was talking to my friends. I was sitting in the mid outfield, 100s, like past third base, like far. And I turned to my buddy, because I saw a bad Colin Bichette, and I saw the back ball go off the bat. I turned to my buddy to bitch about, we need robot arms. Like, let's get some robot arms. And then I just heard, bam! And I got hit. And I was like, guys, I was so embarrassed that I was like, oh no, I'm supposed to be good at watching baseball games. And I just got rocked by a foul ball. So I just like stood up and I tried to play it off. And I was like, no, guys, like, I'm good, right? I'm good. And the kids around me looked terrified. They looked like they had seen a ghost. And it turns out I wasn't good and had like a pretty bad goose egg on my head. I got hit with 110. They did the stat cast later. 110 miles an hour off Bo Bichette's bat. And what made it insane, because I know everyone's like, I could have caught that. You couldn't have? You couldn't. It went straight off the bat. It was a roper to the right and down, like right down to my face. And people in my section only knew a ball was coming when they saw my hat flew off. Nobody knew. It could have killed a kid. Happy it didn't. Happy it got me. So I was like at the ball game, and I was like, that was a weird night. I got hit, and then a lady, it bounced off her shoulder, and I'm like pretty messed up looking. And I was like, she got the ball, and the crowd's chanting for her to give me the ball, and she wouldn't do it. So she runs out of the game. And I see her on the concourse because like my head is like actually like 12 times the size, massive. And I'm icing it. And I see her on the concourse, and I was like, hey, I got really hurt. Can I please have the ball? And she laughed at me. Her and her husband laughed at me. And like I look like, hold on, let's review here, friends. I look insane. Like I have seen things at this point. And so I'm like, and she's like, they laughed at me and they walk away. And I was like, that was weird. And then like, I'm like, to the Jays, I'm like, I got hurt. And they're like, here's a rally towel. And I was like, okay, cool. So I'm like, we had good seats that night. I'm like, there's 3 pitches left. Let's finish the game. Again, I'm head injured. I'm like, let's just finish the game. We have good seats. So I finished the rest of the game. And I'm like, after I waddle to the hospital because I look insane. I had to make sure I didn't have a brain bleed and die. So I'm like, sweet. So I waddled to the hospital. And anyway, the next day I'm like, yeah, that was a weird night. That was like a real weird night. I almost died at the baseball game. Somebody laughed at me, stole the ball, which is like baseball, not cool. And like, actually, this is the hat. This is the hat that I was wearing. It's got it's smashed. It's got like a smash mark right there. It's a smashed in hat. There it is, right there. It's smashed in right there. That's my hat. Anyway, I thought that was a weird night, so I tweeted it. I just said, "Hey Jays, I got rocked at the baseball game. It wasn't their fault. It wasn't anyone's fault, right? Like it was where the foul lines were down because the ball doesn't usually go there. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, whatever. Could you hook a girl up with like a ball?" And I put my phone and I tweeted a picture of me and my insane face. And like at this point, I have 2 black eyes. Like it's weird and bad. And then it went viral. It had 6 million views in 15 minutes. And I was like, pretty crazy. Oh no! And I put my phone down. I was like, that's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. And anyway, so yeah, I Topps eventually reached out to me. They're like, Liz, we want to make you a baseball card. And I was so brain doodled. I'm like, whatever, man. That seems like cool. That seems cool. Like, turns out it was a big deal. Yeah, so Topps reached out to me after I went viral, and they were so nice to me. And they made me a new baseball card. And I've donated 100% of the proceeds from this card to the Kids Concussion Charity in Toronto, the Holland Bloorview Hospital. And I've only sold maybe like 10 of them out of the 110. They gave me all 110. And I made like about $6,000 off them, off the 5 or 6 that I sold. They usually go from $500 to $1,500 each. Because there's only 110, and most of them, friends, are under my bed. And that is the story of the time I became a Topps Now card at the Toronto Blue Jays game.
Yeah, that I couldn't imagine what that felt like. Whatever that.
You know what? Nothing. It felt like nothing. And everything at once. Like I was so adrenalized. I was like, I could climb a fence. I could do long division. I could do anything. And then 2 days later, I started spinning, and I forgot where I was for a while. While.
I think people with concussions make good decisions normally.
Oh, they absolutely do. And I was like, so I go viral, and then I got the Jays reached out, and I was like, sweet, they're gonna make it better. And it just said, hey Liz, you stayed for the rest of the game, so we didn't escalate. I was like, what? What? Like what? Like maybe you should have.
It just sounds like they were like, you still alive? Good.
That's why we didn't do anything. You were alive and you enjoyed the entire entertainment of our ticket. And I was like, okay. But anyway, yeah, Topps was awesome. I'm like, I mean, the Chase, the thing is like, everyone knows back of the ticket liability for sure. Mm-hmm. But like, I was like, I show up for you guys when you lose. Thought maybe you'd show up for me when I had maybe a brain bleed. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like, I thought for sure they would be doing something there for you.
No, Pirates, they're not like the Pirates where they're like, you know, you get a patch for Paul Skeen's patch. We'll give you tickets forever behind home plate and many parades. But like, it's fine. I get their point. Their liability. They're like, they're a corporation. They don't want to like reward people for almost dying at the baseball game. But like, eventually they were cool. Like I got some decent seats, and I got to take my nephew onto the field and meet Aaron Judge.
Yeah, that's cool.
That was good.
I had another question here.
Yeah.
This one's a bit crazier. This one's from Jim. He's a friend of mine.
Yeah.
He said, was 1993 John Olerud the best year of NEJ?
So let's talk about that. Maybe. I don't. Yeah, maybe. I mean, he had that lovely hat. John, let's not forget. So my big takeaway from this is John Allred wore a helmet. And maybe we should all be wearing helmets at the baseball game.
Yeah, he's the one that wore it in the field, right?
Yes, yeah, he did. I think he had like an aneurysm early, and they did a surgery, and they're like, oh, you got to wear a helmet. So he did.
Oh, I didn't know that. I just thought he had like a weird.
No, he couldn't get hit. He just couldn't get hit. There's something with him. He couldn't get hit again. But I have a podcast with Jay. We're watching podcasts, and I get to interview these 1992-93 Jays. So I got to interview Todd Stottlemyre of the 93 Jays, who was a pitcher, who was one of my favorite pitchers because he body slammed someone on the pitcher's mound, and I very much enjoyed that.
Like everyone loves Nolan Ryan because of the Robin Ventura incident.
Yeah,
like that's just
everyone
makes
loves
him
a
legendary.
Temple pitcher, like because they're kind of like hockey goalies. You're like, I'm just supposed to do the thing away from everybody else, but as soon as they get into a rumble, you're like, you are a legend.
I was watching MLB Central this morning, and Mark DeRosa told the story of whenever Tim Salmon was choking him out because the pitcher, I forget who it was for, he said his pitcher said, I'm throwing at the first guy, and they got into a brawl, and he said once he got on bottom, Tim Salmon put him in a guillotine and choked him out.
I like the way Mark DeRosa admitted that he was a J for a little while. Mark DeRosa, they got Mark DeRosa to kind of cool out a guy we had called Brett Laurie, because Brett Laurie was kind of like all wound up. Anyway, Mark DeRosa had the best like intro because they really like reef on the art, like Mark DeRosa. Anyway, it felt like having a wrestler.
I do like him on that show, so I watched that one a lot. But yeah, that's what it made me reminded me of. There was DeRosa this morning saying that Tim Salmon choked him out. Yeah, nice rookie card here.
I like that he was like, yeah, no, I got choked out. I did.
Yeah, he said he was in 4 fights. That's the only one he lost. He goes, but it hurt me.
Yeah, I bet. He's not a small man. He's not a small man.
No, he's a big dude.
Yeah.
He's Christian Javier rookie there, number 10.
So that's very sparkly. I like that one very much.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you collect anything other than your own?
Oh, no, I actually don't collect mine. It literally sits under my bed. That's where it sits. But I will say this. So when I got turned into a collectible, the hobby was, like, super nice to me. And they, like, I did some of the hobby podcasts, and, like, people were, like, really, like, they would send me baseball cards, and I was like, there's something really special here, right? I was like, number one, it's a group of people who like pictures of like nice pictures that are sparkly sometimes, as well as they like sending each other mail. And I thought it was very sweet. But like, so yeah, so I got involved in card collecting. So I was like casual, like I love junk wax, right? Like I would get junk wax from like the Sky Dome because they had, vending machines around. So I would collect like Tony Fernandez or like Kelly Gruber or Joe Carter, like players that like I liked. But then I didn't realize there was kind of a whole new resurgence of tops and and like cards. As also, I didn't know that like people were trying to gun for like people's like outfits in cards, like game used relics, and I was like, that's like, here's the thing, it's fun, like that's really fun. So yeah, I actually kind of inadvertently got involved, and now I collect with my nephew. I'm looking for them Topps Aggies for Easter. Like that's fun. That's fun. And I do not tell him about hits or anything like that. I'm like, we do base cards. We're in it for base cards, and anything else like that. He's 10. So that's fun. I just bought him a set of the celebration cards because it's like what Topps one insert, Topps one base with cutie video game inserts. That's great. Like that's fun.
Yeah, and they have those big-headed inserts that are like the short prints in those too. That are
the short
big
prints
money,
and like the 8-bit ballers, like that's perfect. Like he likes video games and like it's fun. Like he reads the back of them. He likes sorting them. So I make sure he has cards that like he can play with. You know what I mean? He can take them out, sort them, read the back of them, handle them. But I do hesitate to tell him that like some of these are worth money. I haven't told him that things they actually hold value yet because it's so pure and it's so nice.
Yep. Adley Rushman rookie here.
Oh, I love the heritage versions are so gorgeous. So I actually got this one in the mail. I got this one in a break from the crew of Top Fan Rivalry. Here's the thing. Look at this card, Steven. What does this card say on it? Vladdy Guerrero. Mm-hmm. National League. Vladdy Guerrero does not play
I didn't even
in the
recognize
National
that.
League, my guys. It's not.
That's great.
Yeah.
Real big right in the middle, and I didn't even notice it.
Yep.
Ted Simmons autograph there. Anybody else have any questions here? We're
any questions? But what
a
is
little bit to go, guys. If you wanna,
let's go.
ask some questions here.
Steven, you're really good at opening and talking. Like, you're good at this.
I've been doing it for a while.
Yeah.
I'm kind of used to it. Just this week, I've been training the new guy, so I'm talking to the customers and the viewers. I'm opening the packs, and I'm making sure that he's following along and doing what he needs to do. So it's definitely got to multitask a lot.
Oh, that's a lovely card. See, like, I'm like, these are lovely cards. That's a good looking card.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's Archives is a set that I buy every year. It's definitely one of my favorites. There's always, I think it's 3 different styles. The old styles are nice, but even like whenever they do the newer styles, they do them so well. Like the Ted Simmons autograph here, I want to say that's 01 or 02, the style of it, and they're just nice.
That's a great looking card. Yeah, I like cards. I just like a good looking card. I have another like kind of like I think Topps Heritage Vladdy card where he's got a baseball bat and he's just smiling at you. Mm-hmm. I was like, that's a good looking card.
Ken says, how long did it take for the head to heal?
I thought, okay, let's talk about this. So I've never been in a fist fight or had any major face problems. So I was like, it's gonna take 2 weeks. 2 weeks, because they were like, I was in the hospital and they were like, yo, I had the stitches in my face. I had the stitch marks in my head, and I was like, okay, whatever. It'll take like 2 weeks to heal. No, it took 2.5 months. I had to walk around and like this big lump. The doctors were like, Liz, like it's gonna fade down into your eyes and it's gonna go way past. So I had this lovely, like it faded into, like went down to one eye, a bad black eye, and then it went over to the other eye. So I had 2 black eyes, and then I don't know if you can see, but I have a lovely dent. I have a lovely dent right there in my head still. So the eyes took about 2 months. The concussion probably took 8 months to heal. I was in a concussion study to help others with concussions as well. But it was bad. I had a stutter that wouldn't go away for like months and months and months and months. And I would forget, I'd be walking down my street and forget where I was. So the concussion, like the eyes took 2.5 months to look good. My face to look good again took a while, but the concussion like hung on.
Yeah, they can be nasty. Again, 110 miles an hour. That's not a light hit.
And everyone's like, people like on the internet were like, no way, there's no way it went that fast. And I was like, they stack casted it. And I don't know. I was stoked that I wasn't dead, and I was stoked that it didn't hit a kid. And I'm stoked that it didn't break my nose or my teeth. Like that would have been bad, but it took a while. But like the city of Toronto, because I was on all the newses. I was on like LA News. I was in the New York Times. I was in People Magazine. Like my face was too many places. And like people all of Toronto, I'd be walking down the street and people still hit me up for selfies at games. Kids ask my autograph, sure. And I don't know. But fans, the team was really bad, but fans were really into me. So they'd buy me beers and cheer for me. I gave us something to rally for outside the field, which is like, she didn't die. Let's go. Our team is trash.
Well, at least it didn't happen at a Pirates game because there's nobody at those right now to buy anybody anything.
That's so sad, man. Is it just because it's cold? Is that like?
No, it's because the owner's the worst owner in the history of professional sports. So
I'm sorry. What's gonna happen? You think Paul Skeens is he's gonna go? Is that what happens to you guys?
Yeah. He'll be going.
Yeah.
The worst part is they only get him for 5 because he gets credit for a full year, so they won't even get the full 6 years.
Burgers.
I can't see them paying him past the first year of arbitration.
Why? There should be I get so mad. There should be a fine for teams who do not compete.
Yeah, I would love that.
The Angels.
At least the Angels try. Like they gave Trout all that money. They always sign people. I mean, Rendon was awful, but at least they gave him, so much money because they tried to hire people in there.
No.
Pirates don't even try.
Nah. Okay, do you want to know what the Angels remind me of? You know those really bad movies where they have an all-star cast like Valentine's Day, or they just like repack the cast full of actors that you like, but it's not a good movie?
Yep.
That is the Angels.
Yeah,
the Angels has like the most A-list cast ever. Love Actually. I know I'm gonna that's gonna be, but they're the Love Actually of baseball teams.
Yeah, that tracks. That fits the Angels pretty well. Yeah, I despise the home team here. Like we had a chance whenever we had McCutcheon in his prime, and we were good, and we had Burnett
Yeah.
and all those guys, and we just traded guys away and didn't try. And I think that lost a lot of the fan base.
Yeah,
And Paul
I
Skeens
would for
isn't
sure.
enough to bring them back.
No, Paul Skeens is what is holding up the entire baseball card market right now.
Yep. Yeah, everything Paul Skeens is just crazy money. I actually think he pulls away maybe a little bit from guys like Ellie and Jackson Holiday because they get
Yeah.
overlooked. I mean, those guys are,
Dude,
Holiday hasn't done it yet, but
I think Ellie needs I think he's better than Skeens.
Ellie's amazing. And he plays every day. He's not on once
He
every
plays
5 days.
every day, and cause this is the thing about Ellie is that he could have been a track athlete. He's one of the guys. He's like, it could have been anything, and he'd be great at it. He's like an alien sent here to play baseball. Look at him. He's amazing, and he's so fun. He's so fun to watch.
See, he's what we wish O'Neal Cruz was.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah,
that's what we were hoping we got in O'Neal Cruz, but it's not quite. He feels like he's a generational guy.
Oh my god, he's amazing.
Different.
Yeah, he's absolutely amazing. What was base stealing record of last year? I have no idea, but
I don't remember.
He's just so tall.
Yeah,
and his hands are insane.
He's that tall and that fast, so it's almost like before the pitch reaches the catcher, he's sliding in to the next base. Now, with the Blue Jays, is there any prospects that you guys have that you think is going to make an impact this year?
I will straight up say I have stopped paying attention to our prospect game because they broke my heart too many times. So I was really excited about Orelvis Martinez. He was gonna be, actually I lie. Okay, I will say I do have one I like, but I was so pumped. We were all pumped for Orelvis Martinez. He was gonna hit dingers. Things were gonna be great, especially last year. Again, we were last in the AL East, had very little to look forward to. So I was actually in Cleveland for his debut. We saw him in his debut. We got smoked. We didn't win, but whatever. We're like, he's gonna be back tomorrow. Nah, he decided, let's get jammed for doping. Let's do that. Why don't we, on our second MLB debut, really get a nice suspension for 80 games? What if we did that? And he did that. Steve, he did that. He did. And the thing, it's better than the ringworm excuse from, was it Steve Jr.? It was I was taking a medication for ringworm, I believe. His excuse was, I was taking fertility treatments, okay? And you know what? Damn, I got jammed for doping. I don't think he has any children at this moment. I don't think the 21 or 22-year-old was in fact taking fertility treatments. And I could be wrong. And if he was, Godspeed to him. But I just don't know, man. If you're taking any fertility treatment at all, you would talk to any of the main staff that deal with you and what you put in your body. So that broke my heart. But I think my favorite prospect we have is in the minors. I think he's in the AA system. I think he is in the AA system for the Jays. He's called Arjun Nimala. He is the first East Indian baseball player in the MLB, I believe. He's a nice-looking shortstop, good-looking, sweet button of a kid. And he looks like he's going to be a good time. Is he better than Bo? I don't know, maybe. But he's not as highly touted as Bo. But I'm looking forward to see Arjun come up. His bat has been pretty good. But every time I'm we have a great pitcher prospect, then he's like, oh, it's Tommy John's time. So I just
I feel like that's with every one of the new pitchers now. Everybody throws 100. They're just throwing their arms out.
What if you just threw 85 for a while? I don't know. So that's it. So I try to not play the prospect game. But that being said though, you can't tell me I wasn't so excited for years about Vladdy and Bo coming through the system. I saw them in Buffalo. I talked about them all the time. We saw them coming for miles, and it was fun. And then Kevin Biggio was part of that too, but he didn't work out. But I hope he finds his way.
Yeah, Vladdy was in the system for a while. Since 2015, and then he debuted in 2019.
Yeah, 2015, but he was 16.
Oh, okay.
When we signed him, he was 16. He's only 26 now. So we got him. He was 16, maybe 15. And they knew the thing about Vladdy is they knew how old he was because he had a Canadian passport. He's Canadian. He was born in Montreal because that's where his father played with the Expos. So they could actually verify the age, which. I mean, we all know about Dominican 14 when they got the mustache.
Yeah, it's like the movie The Benchwarmers where he
Yeah.
has the I'm 12 with the $20
Yeah,
bill in it.
I'm 12. I'm 12. Like, I'm 12. So, yeah, so I'm keeping our prospects, but like, I don't know. I think we're a better team than we were last year. You know, that's
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, the Yankees have a lot of injuries, so I can't
yeah.
see. I don't see
Yeah.
them being as dominant as they were last year.
No, I don't think the Yankees are. And I just hate Tampa. I just hate Tampa so much. I don't know why, man. Like, I don't know. I hate the Rays. And I feel bad because their secondary jersey or their City Connects are awesome. And they got the hat. They have like a side patch on one of their jerseys. It is a ray, like a manta ray skateboarding. It's awesome. And I hate them too much. I just hate them too much.
The only
But
thing I've really followed about them is Cam
Yeah.
Nero, just because I'm
Yeah,
intrigued by
yeah.
his power.
Yeah. The only thing I thought about them is the time their roof fell off, and like I was supposed to feel bad, but I didn't feel bad, which makes me a bad person. That makes me a bad person. I'm sorry, Rays fans. I
You
hope
would
that you
think
guys.
like they would be tearing the cover off the ball right now. I mean, it's working for Oakland playing in the AAA stadium. The Rays are playing in a smaller stadium, and they're still not hitting home runs.
Jays aren't either. I think it takes a while. I do think those dingers will come for everybody. I don't know why, but I think the adjustments will come and the dingers for all the teams will come later. Maybe it's just cold out. I don't know if it's cold yeah, it's cold. It's cold.
Yeah.
Like,
is anybody on the Blue Jays using the torpedo bat yet?
yeah, I know David Schneider was in the Blue Jays. He's gone 0 for like 30 at bats, so it's not helping. It's not helping, but I hope he finds his way. He has a lovely mustache. I don't know. I mean, you still have to make contact, right?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to tell everybody. It's still a 100-mile-an-hour pitch. Like you have to hit that pitch.
You have to hit that, and like I saw a study done, or there's actually a documentary about how at 100 miles an hour, your brain can't comprehend the ball that you've seen a ball, so you just guess. Like the hitters like know it's coming, and they just guess because it's so fast, right?
Yeah,
so it's like
I saw a. It was probably from the same thing. I was telling guys here at work about it. They said like they broke it down. It was a pitcher that was like 6'4", and they had like a little drawing basically, and they showed that whenever the pitcher releases, because of his height, it was actually like 56 or 55 feet away from the plate, and he was throwing 100, which means you only had so many milliseconds. But
yeah, it's milliseconds. That's what is so insane about baseball players, and how I think maybe they're superhuman a little bit, like to be able to, I don't know, take those at bats. And I think what is so insane is that you take an at bat with a 100-mile-an-hour fastball, and then there might be a different pitch that's much slower, right? And like just that recalibration is absolutely insane.
Yeah, to go from, I mean, the guys that have those sweepers now that are in the low 80s, they're throwing 99, 100, and then the next pitch is a sweeper that bends, 30 inches. That's slow.
Can anybody in the chat help me understand why is there no knuckleballers? Did they go out of fashion? Like, what's up with where's the knuckleballers at?
I don't know. The last knuckleballer, was it Dickey?
Yeah, no, there might have been one after that. We had Dickey, and then I think it might have been either one after or one that was coming through. I don't think he was the last one, but I know that like Dickey infuriated me. He just because he won Cy Young with what, the Mets maybe? Who was he with?
So, yeah.
Yeah, and then we got him, and he just infuriated me. And I know we gave up Syndergaard for Dickey and some other things. And like, I don't really live in the past, but like, I don't know, man. There's just something about him. Every time he would let a home run go, he'd just be like, "You look upwards. Look." I don't know. He was just he would get really droopy. And when he got droopy, it was really hard to watch him be like on point again. Yeah, I don't know. I was trying to explain knuckleballs to my nephew, and I was like, he's 10, and I was like, man, no, like they ride the air current like a UFO. They're just like, and how insane it is for the catchers to like be able to catch that every time.
Yeah, that's well, knuckleballers usually had their own specific catcher too.
Yeah, they always had somebody paired with them. I think maybe Dickey was Gianna Navarro. I think that was his on the Jays. That was his buddy. But yeah, I don't know. I like a good. This is the thing. So I like some danger in baseball and some wildness. So like that's why also I love baseball. Like it's a scrambly sport. Anything can happen. Somebody drops a ball. Things go crazy. There was a game the other night where there was a play. There was a go-ahead run, but then somebody got tagged out. No, hold on, wait. Somebody didn't catch the ball. No, sorry, here it is. Who was it? Somebody threw the ball. A shortstop threw the ball away. There was like a play coming home. Oh, it was my good friend Lourdes Gurriel Jr. of the Arizona Diamondbacks. There was like a basic play. It wasn't shortstop, but he threw the ball away. So the ball was like thrown like out of bounds or something. It was still in bounds. So you had a guy running home. The guy's running home, and then they get the ball back, and there's like just so many running errors. There's all these insane running errors happen. So they had to, number one, you had the error of Lourdes Gurriel Jr. throwing the ball somewhere weird, and then you had to then take apart all the insane calamities that happened in the game. It like didn't make sense. Anyway, that is why I love baseball, because it's absolutely insane. It goes from being like, oh, not a lot's happening to everything's happened, and they've got to check the rule book 5 times because this has never happened in baseball before.
Now, did you see the Pirates play the other day?
No.
The pop-up that landed in the infield. Joey Bart and Endy Rodriguez ran into each other in front of the pitcher, and the ball fell and laid there. The guy came from, I forget who they were playing, maybe the Cardinals. The guy that was on second base tried to score. Brian Hayes picked the ball up and tagged him out at the plate. So they got an out on it.
And like that, so the play of everybody runs into each other and the ball just lays there gives Blue Jays fans flashbacks to 2003, maybe wild card game 2. We're up by 8, and Bo Bichette and George Springer smash into each other while everybody runs home, and then we lose the wild card game 2 against the Mariners. That's when I believe a different portal of the universe opened to losing that we've never been able to escape.
Now, Ken, where is this pitcher from? He says Kenny Serwa has a high 80s knuckleball.
Yeah, is he like playing now, like in the MLB, or like what's?
He says he's gonna be the next big knuckleballer.
That's fun.
Not familiar with the name.
That's fun. I'm cheering for him now. He's like a guy that I'm like rooting for. Because like people will be like, I'll reinvent my career as a knuckleballer, and then you never see them again.
Yep. But if they're successful at it, it's crazy because they can last forever as a knuckleballer.
Because it's just the momentum off the fingers, like it's the thrust.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I always liked watching Tim Wakefield pitch.
Like, yeah.
Did you guys? I don't know if you were even covering him at the time. Did you guys have any players that did well against Wakefield, or was that he always an issue for you guys?
I don't know. I actually don't know the answer to that one, man. Like that one, maybe I just wasn't paying attention. Because so I left baseball for a while. When the Jays, what year was Tim Wakefield around?
Wakefield would have been the early 2000s.
Yeah, that's right. So when so I didn't live in Toronto then. I moved to Toronto in 2008 or 2009.
Okay.
And so I watched the Jays as a kid. My first, actually, it's insane. My first sentence I ever spoke was, "Okay, Blue Jays, let's play ball." Because my brother, it was like the novelty song in Canada at that time, and I was a tiny stupid baby, so they had me revved up because I had brothers. So, but then and I was into them because they won the back-to-back World Series. Joe Carter, never forget. Thank you so much. But then I kind of lost them when they got their black jerseys and in the 2000s. I called them the Angry Birds sparkle jerseys phase. I didn't really pay attention then. They had some bad records, and I lost faith. And I just lost interest because I was just out of town. Then I moved back in 2009, and I was like, oh my God, I can go to a game for $10. Let's go. And so then I started getting interested again, really interested.
How did you get involved with the podcast?
Oh, okay. So when I was doing my media tour, so I will say this. So the thing is number one, I think there was extra room for me in kind of the hobby, and also in fandom because I'm a girl, straight up. And I think that there's not a lot of women voices within baseball and within, even baseball cards. So when I was on my media tour of New York Times, Washington Post, 1,000 radio shows, whatever, there was people, it was I was given opportunities. I was just given all these cool opportunities. And one of them was to join this podcast that had been around for a while. And so I joined the Jaybird Watching Podcast, which was already an established podcast. And so it's really cool. I talk about baseball in my spare time. It's just the best. Like, it's just such a blessing. And so I've talked to, we've had Ricky Romero on the show, former Toronto Blue Jays pitcher. We've had Todd Stottlemyre of the 92-93 Blue Jays on. We recently, who else we had on? Jay Jackson. He pitched for the Jays and the Twins. We had him on. We had a guy named Jeff Fry on, and he is one of the only Blue Jays to hit for the cycle. And that was awesome. Jeff was like, I had every part of the cycle done except for the single, and I hit a double. And he was like, what? He asked Cito Gaston, he's like, who was the bench coach at the time. He's like, Cito Gaston, if I hit a double, what do I do? And Cito's like, just stop it first. And Jeff's like, cool. So he does stop it first. So he gets the cycle, and then everybody gives, like, all these like baseball purists give him shit after for not going to second.
I would be curious about that, to hear what the majority of baseball players say, because I would think the stat line obviously looks better with 2 doubles, a triple, and a home run, but that doesn't go down in the history book. That doesn't get remembered.
It doesn't. I also said, like, that's the thing. It's like, if you were a pitcher trying to get a no-hitter, no one would be mad at you for sticking in till the 8th. You know what I mean? Or 9th, even if you blow it, right? Yeah. But he was like, yeah. So yeah, that's the podcast has been super fun. And like the other thing is, like, people just want to talk to me about baseball a lot. So I'll be walking down the street and someone's like, hey, baseball. And I'm like, let's go. And we talk, and they just talk to me about baseball. Or like, I'll be walking around the Sky Dome, and like, I feel like I'm kind of like the Easter Bunny. I'm just like literally have a beer in my hand, hopping around, hop, hop, hop. And somebody's like, foul ball girl. And I'm like, what's up? And then I'll take a selfie, or like, hey, or somebody will make eye contact with you, and you're like, you go and you meet them and you say what's up. And that's awesome. I had a kid look at me. I was there like for the last homestand against, I think, the Orioles. Was it Orioles or Boston? Yeah, it was Orioles. And I had a kid look at me who's probably 10, and he has a baseball glove in his hand, and he said, it's you. And he like looked scared, and I was like, hey, what's up? And then he got spooked and walked away. I don't know. It's a beautiful like time when people just want to talk to you about baseball.
Yeah, can't really enjoy yourself much more than that, just talking about sports.
And sometimes people hand you beers, like, come on, like, that's just the best. I'm like, even like the Blue Jays were like, I was like, Blue Jays, like, I'm not going to sue you. You've watched me chug beers all over your stadium with a head injury. Like, you know that, like, I am not going to. But yeah, so that part of it is like connecting with other fans, being a part of the podcast, like, super fun. Like, I did not realize what a big deal it was to be the Topps card at the time, because I was so head damaged. But it turns out it was a big deal, and it's been such an honor. It's been such an honor to, engage with others in the hobby, have people share their fandom with me, and also just like be able to, like, I'm gonna give a couple grand to a kids charity, another couple grand. Like, it's just fun, man.
Yeah, that's awesome too.
Yeah,
that you're like, making something. Nice out of it.
Also, Steve, I did something actually kind of insane. I will show you the insane thing that I did. So I got a guy named Brad Davis to connect him. Here we go. A painting of me as a 1950 53 Topps card. If I can get this patient going. There we go. That's me, a 1953 Topps card in a pop art style, much like Mickey Mantle. Anyway, so I have that. I did get myself a 1953 Topps card in a giant portrait, because I tried to think, if I'm a Topps card, if other people are not Topps card and they would like to be Topps cards, what would they do as a flex? Like, what's your flex that you would do? Mine is commissioning a giant portrait of myself, which I tried to give away, and none of my family members wanted it. But they're like, Liz, it's too big. Actually, there it is. So, I don't know. Like, that's it. I guess that's my question to everybody. If you became a Topps card tomorrow, how would you flex that being a Topps card? Oh, yeah, there it is. This is from Brad Davis. Brad Davis does pop art, like paintings of baseball cards. He's awesome. There I am. Yeah, that is my question to the world. Because I'm trying to, like, honor the hobby and honor being a Topps card. but it's like, who thinks that's gonna happen to them? I don't even play baseball or well. Like, come on.
That's they for work here. They wanted to do something neat for our business cards. I think I have mine is sitting here. So they made us our own like little business cards with the breaker thing on them.
That's awesome.
So
That's awesome.
Yeah, I started just signing like some crazy inscriptions on them. Like my last name is Rose, same as Pete Rose. So I have one here around here somewhere. It says, "Sorry, I too bet on baseball." I don't know where it is.
Yeah, that's it. That's the way. So stuff like that. But it really happened to me, you know. And like my autograph, PSA has it on file.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
It's neat. It's just stuff like that, and it's like it feels surreal. I'm like, and like again, I have most of my baseball cards under my bed because that's how I decided to do it. But I found that somebody was knocking off the baseball cards on like when I first got like they made them. Like it took Topps a while for me to get them. Like it just takes a while. So like, but like the week after they announced it, somebody on the internet was making fake ones, but they were making them in like, you know, the old timey style Topps card with the wood paneling around it.
Yeah, 87, I believe.
87. They were doing the 87 style, and I was like, those are amazing. So he sent me 100 of them that I could give out to kids. So if I was at a baseball game, and because kids would recognize me, because let's not forget, I have 2 black eyes for a long time, and I was back at the baseball game like a week later. I had tickets, and usually I sit in the 500. So I wanted to have something to give to kids, and so I was able to like, because like all my friends wanted something they could put on their fridge, but I was like, no, like these ones are limited 100. They're probably fancy, so maybe don't tape them to your fridge. But it was nice to have something that we could play with like a toy, you know, well honoring, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, I still think that's pretty awesome that it, you know, something. I mean, obviously it's terrible to get hit like that, but so much that you've done well out of it.
You know, but this is the thing. People are like, was it worth it? No, absolutely not. It was definitely not worth it. The head injury was not worth it. It was not worth it. I would never say that like that was a fun thing that you should do. No. Do I wish I stayed home that night? For sure. But this is what happened to me. It led me on an awesome path. I was out somewhere and somebody was like, my kid is so jealous he didn't get hit. And like, I was so concussed and so dizzy and so nauseous all the time at this point. I looked at her and said, if your kid got hit, they'd be dead. And I just walked away. I'm like, you know, we can glorify head injuries. We can glorify it all we want. But it was an unfortunate thing that happened, and I'm lucky to be alive. And this is the other thing that I get a lot. So it was on like, oh man. So I was scrolling through my phone last week, and I look, and the baseballer has re-put out the content of my face. And I'm like, oh man. And I have 20,000 people commenting on my face, which is a woman you don't want, especially when you look so bad. You look bad. Like I'm cuter in real life. Come on. And people are like, oh, she wasn't paying attention. She was on her phone. And I get so mad. I'm like, I was not on my phone. I was watching that baseball game. But like, and the thing that gets me mad is like, do you watch a baseball game like this? Or do you watch it like this and talk to your friends? You know, you turn. Yeah. It was on the turn. Bam. And somebody was like, Liz, it was traveling at 100 feet per second. And I was like, yeah, I bet it was. Because it didn't arc, right? It was going straight off the bat and curved and went down over the foul fences. And I don't know, it's such a freak accident. So I did talk to the Blue Jays about extending their nets. Whether they do that or not, that's on them. But I said that, like, obviously, you know, you have a safety issue at the park. So I hope that they one day will, you know, take a look at that. But yeah, I don't know. It's just been such a wild ride. Being embraced by the hobby, being embraced by buddies, even like, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. That's it. Like my thing is like, I hope that I'm doing well at being a Topps card. That is my thing. That I hope that I'm doing okay at it. For all those people who were like, one day I want to be a baseball card, because I was not a kid who was like practicing their signature. You know what I mean? Just in case. I wish that I was. All the kids out there practice your signatures. Like,
yeah, I would say with the amount of following you get on social media and the questions you probably get revolving, I'm thinking you're doing all right. It was probably a good decision.
I think that I would have been, well, like what would have made me a bad Topps card is if I thought that baseball cards were dumb. I'm just like, imagine that. I was like, no, whatever. No, I think they're such a beautiful thing. I think collecting is such a fun collective activity. I think it's such a neat art that people share with people around them. And I do really hold it in high esteem. And I'm so happy that like I was introduced to the community. And like it's been so lovely. Like some people keep sending me like what is it called? It's like somebody sent me they just send things out to be nice. Like, and people on the internet will be like, oh, a nice act of the day, and they'll send random people baseball cards. And like that's my favorite. And like, yeah, I love that. I love it when people are nice to each other. And I love it when somebody will pull a card and maybe it's worth $10 or something, right? But it's like special to them and they want to share it. And like everybody's like, that's a cool card. That's really neat, Like one of my favorite baseball cards that somebody gave me was, it's a goose. It's just a goose, man. It's just like literally a goose in the field. It's like Goose Gossage.
Yeah.
I knew his name. And it's just I love that goose card. That's one of my favorite baseball cards. It's literally a bird. Like
my wife, whenever we first started dating, she didn't know anything about sports cards or anything about it. But once I started ripping stuff, Allen and Ginter, because of the crazy stuff on the side, she loved those. So she's been ripping packs with me for, I don't know, I'm gonna get in trouble because she's watching, like 6, 7, 8 years.
Yeah, I also love Allen and Ginter. I like birds very much. I do love birds. And so the bird cards are awesome, and they go back forever. There's some nerd birds. Let's go. There's some Allen and Ginter birds from I guess when did they come out? They were in the tobacco cards, right? But the birds are extinct. The birds on some of their original cards have gone extinct since they came out, which is really cool, right? Like, yeah, the original bird cards capture birds that are no longer there, which I think is so neat.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, I like these sparkly cards. Like,
these are nice.
Are all Topps Chrome like sparkles like this?
These ones are Topps Chrome Sapphire. So they've got like the blue color to them, and then the parallels are gonna have a different color.
Lovely
as well.
See, this is why I love baseball cards. Like, let's get something glittery going. Like, let's go. Oh, I like that. I like it when he shows the guys cuddling or high fiving. I'm like, that's cute.
We actually had the box hit from the last box was a Vlad Jr. It was
nice, man.
This one, number 17.
Nice. I'll show you. I'll show you the baseball cards. I very rarely buy baseball cards, but I will show you the baseball cards that I bought. Let's go here. That's it. I shouldn't keep them in a drawer. Shouldn't do that. Oh yeah, I'll show you my favorite. Can't find my goose card, but this is my favorite baseball card. One of them. It's just Vladdy and a bat, and he's smiling at you. It's so good. Really old timey, like that one. Then I did buy the Shohei 50/50, like the 50/50, and I got a sparkle bag. So I got the shiny Shohei parallel. He's hit a home run. He's got 50/50 home runs. He's waving. It's rainbowy. I like that. Somebody gave this to me. It's a Topps Now Vlad debut card in purple. It's signed. It's one of 13 to 25. That's cool. I like purple. I like Vlad. I was at that game, and I was at that game with my friends, which was so fun. And then this is one that I bought for like $100, which is awesome. It's a shiny from the Topps the Topps series now. It's a shiny one, I think, of 35. Oh, 35, 25. I like his chains, and I like that he's wearing pink. Okay, and then this is the one I bought for my nephew. I haven't showed him. He's 10. He likes video games. He's gonna lose his brain. Here we go, guys. It's the what is it? Project 70 Topps. Look at how spooky that Vlad is. That's so come on, boys are gonna love that. He likes comic books. He's gonna really like that. I'm excited for him. Yeah. So but mostly I really like base cards. I like just like random base cards. I think they're like just like trying to complete a set is so fun.
Yeah, that's my wife and I put together a couple years of Allen and Ginter baseball cards, like 17, 18, I think. Yeah. And then I watch wrestling a lot, so we put some of the wrestling sets together, like stuff like that.
Who's your favorite wrestler?
That's tough.
Of all time.
All time?
Yeah.
Well, you're gonna like this. Chris Jericho.
All right, sure, man. Let's go. I go back farther than that. My favorite wrestler, probably of all time, is Macho Man. Why is it Macho Man? Number one, I think he was in the Cardinal system. Number two, he wore a lot of pink, and he said, "Oh yeah," and he was like a cartoon of life. Do like Macho Man Randy Savage. Yeah, Macho Man was cool.
Yeah.
So so is Jake the Snake. I come from like the Jake the Snake era. Man, I don't know a lot about wrestling other than like, you know, common things, but like The Undertaker, he wrestled forever.
Yes. They all do. All the legends do.
Yeah?
Yeah. Ric Flair just had his last match a couple years ago.
No.
Started wrestling in like the 60s.
No way.
Maybe earlier than that. Flair wrestled for a long time.
Man.
But my wife and I just met Jake the Snake Roberts and his wife at a convention not long ago. Last year, maybe.
Elizabeth? Is anybody married to Miss Elizabeth anymore? I don't think so.
She passed away, Miss Elizabeth.
Oh,
Yeah.
She was actually married to, I don't know if she was married to Macho Man, but I feel like he was not the nicest person to be married to.
Yeah, there's
I think there's a lot of drug addiction with those guys.
Yeah, there was a Dark Side of the Ring about Macho Man and Elizabeth.
I saw that one. I think I saw that one. Yep.
Yeah, we watch that every week too. Gotta watch the Dark Side of the Ring as a wrestling fan.
Yeah. I love so again, I have a lot. I have 7 nieces and nephews, and we're watching baseball with one of them, and he sees wrestling and he looks at me and just goes, and he's 4, and he says, "That's beautiful." It's like, that is beautiful. Like, you've never seen that before. It's like, but it's beautiful. It's like, yes, I love wrestling's great, man. What is that? What's that?
That is a Pete Rose Stainless Stars metal card, number to 99.
That's fancy?
Yeah, that's it's actually made of metal.
Wow, you could sharpen the edges and use that as a ninja star.
I mean, maybe. We did have a Paul Skeens rookie in there, number to 25 as well.
Nice. Are these? What's this set? This is a Panini set.
These were a bunch of different sets. This was Panini Impeccable. This is a Paul Skeens rookie, number 7 to 25.
Run 'em.
This one was Panini Chronicles, where they have a bunch of different Panini brands in the same box. So this one's classics, and it's a 101 Brendan McKay rookie.
Nice.
We did have a Jimmy Rollins autograph from Topps Archives.
That's a really nice looking card. That's a lovely card.
I like his signature too.
Oh, great signature.
Really
Somebody told me I had a bad signature, and I said, probably. Sure, man.
Yeah. Well, I just showed you mine. Mine's just SR.
I will tell you this. That you don't. Somebody told me early on, they're like, Liz, do not use your bank signature for your baseball cards. I was like, thank you.
Yeah, that's probably sound advice to not give out the official signature.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's like, thanks, guys. Yeah.
Yeah, that I never thought of it, but that does make a lot of sense.
It does. So I did not
do that.
Did not use that. I did not do that.
Let's see what else we have here. We had a Ted Simmons from earlier, Nick Lofton, Justin Foscue, Jose Tena. We had a nice Christian Javier
That's
rookie
nice.
too.
That's nice. Get some sparkle.
Heston Kjerstad autograph.
Yeah, that's good.
Couple of Paul Skeens rookies there.
Nice.
Alejandro Kirk.
Yeah. Hey, he cannot score base runners. This man cannot score a base runner. Can't do it.
Had the Vlad Jr.
That's my
rookie.
guy. That's my guy.
And we had a Jake Cave rookie autograph there as well.
Let's go.
Well, that does it for the boxes. Liz, where can everybody find your podcast?
Yeah, so you can find our podcast anywhere you find podcasts. We're called Birdwatching, the Jay Birdwatching Podcast, on all platforms. We're Birdwatching GC, because we were a Gamecast for a minute. No longer, we're just a podcast. You can find me, because I'm so smart, my Twitter handle is insane. So you can just look up Liz McGuire, Twitter, Topps, Liz McGuire, Twitter, Blue Jays. I'm there. My Twitter handle is Lizzie with 10 Zs. Mistakes were made, guys. Don't do that. And then I'm on Instagram as idiotfish. Why? Because I like fishing, and often I'm like, what did I just catch? So you can follow me there. I'm pretty easy to find. But yeah, check out the Jay Birdwatching Podcast. We're gonna have some pretty good guests coming up. Yeah.
What we do have left here is we have 4 prizes to give away.
Let's go.
We've got the Vlad Jr. jersey in baseball. We've got the Bo Bichette rookie cards. They're signed. So let's jump over here.
I do love this. I love a good prize.
There are the names. And they should still be able to hear you. You're
all right. So I
not
hope that
visible
all
there.
of you win these prizes. I wish you all the luck in these prizes because number one, it's fun to win prizes, and these are really good prizes. Again, I'm very happy you didn't have to almost die at the baseball game to win these prizes because you all deserve better than that.
All right, so we've got Dave, Miguel, Todd, and Eric are going to win the prizes here.
Let's go. Oh, that's awesome, guys. I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy for you.
Did I
I
list
hope
them?
that
I
like
did.
you do like the Blue Jays somewhat, but these are big players that I think, well, Vladdy's going to be Blue Jay for the next 15 years, but I think these are the good ones. You did not, a lot of times when I open up baseball cards, often of young Blue Jays, I'm like, who is this man? But this, I know who these men are.
Yeah, they're
That's
they're basically
awesome.
the future of the.
Yeah, I think they're going to be
Blue
our
Jays.
core. And anyway, congratulations, guys, on winning those. And thanks for giving those away, Steve.
Yeah, no problem. And again, thank you for joining us. And yeah, guys, definitely check out Liz's podcast.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you for having me. Thank you for putting up with me in this space and everyone being so welcome to me also in the space because it's been so nice to meet everybody and have people just kind of share, their baseball stories and their hobby collecting with me. It's been such an honor to be in the space.
Hey, we appreciate it. Thanks again, Liz. And
awesome. Have a good one, buds.
Yep.